And today we've got another great episode lined up for you guys. We have a guest, our old man. Well, not my old man. He's just old. My guy, Raheel. How you doing, Raheel?
What's up, man? I'm not your old man. Absolutely
I know
not.
you're not my old man, thank God. But yeah, you get what I was trying to say. This guy gets the senior citizen discounts everywhere he goes. Lucky dude. But we've got another great episode with us three, and we're gonna be talking about the NBA bubble. We'll be talking about the Washington name change, previously the Redskins, and we've got more. So let's get right into it. We got the NBA bubble. So we saw, there's a lot of chit chat going around. That's the safest place to be in the USA right now. They just tested almost every single player, and 0 came out positive for Corona. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the Orlando bubble and if it's successful or not?
It's absolutely successful. This is the safest place to be, honestly, because there's not many people coming in and out. That was one of the big issues that people thought would arise from all this when you've got a sanitized environment, a sterile environment almost, and people are coming in, it would mess up everything, right? But they've limited that interaction. And again, if players are tested and they come out negative, and everyone together is negative and everyone's been following the protocols, coronavirus just can't appear. Like that's one of the myths that are out there. Like it just appears out of nowhere. Now you have to have a carrier, but if everyone is negative and everyone, this is important, you follow the protocols. You're not breaking quarantine. You're not going past the line to pick up food and all that and whatever. So as long as everyone's following it, this will work.
I agree 100%. The one player, I forgot who it was, went to go pick up his food. I'm sorry, this is not the top of my head right now, but he had to get put into quarantine again, which is kind of crazy. Every time I think about someone leaving the bubble, it's like if you guys watch The Office, it's Dwight, his scissors getting stuck in his hazmat suit when they had lice. That's all I could think of, And but so far the bubble has been really successful. Not many people breaking the line or getting past the line for where they can go to. Everyone's been safe. No one's done anything stupid so far. So,
but it's also it's not even a month in, right?
Exactly.
This is where it's going to get interesting is when teams start making it later into the playoffs, right? The Houston Rockets, the Lakers, Clippers. When you are away from home for 2 months and then 3 months, that's when players are going to be like, okay, this is kind of whack, right? And everyone just gets complacent, right? As humans, we get complacent. Look what happened here in Texas. We thought we got over coronavirus and beat it, and everyone's like, yeah, now we're good. And then we just returned back to action, and guess what happened? It got
worse.
you, right? Because, again, Corona's not going away. It's not just going to disappear and say, all right, guys, we're done here. No, we're going to have to figure this out. And likewise in the bubble, you can't just break the quarantine. You just can't invite people in because you miss somebody or you need something. And you know what I mean? When you need something. So, they have to be on their best behavior and honor this protocol. And this will all work out.
100%. I mean, another thing, from what I've been seeing, I know this is another thing that we're going to be talking about. We got to see that inside look, right, with all these NBA players, JaVale McGee and Matthias Thybulle. We saw that they were, pretty much locked down for as soon as they arrived in Orlando. They were inside their hotels, in their rooms for 14 days. And then, they came out, and then we actually got to see the whole aspect of, how their life is going to be. So, I mean, it was pretty interesting to see the different things that they were doing. And this is something like they were having a good time now, but just like you said, right, later on, they're going to start to feel that little thing that they're going to be like, oh, this is kind of getting boring. It's kind of getting repetitive. So I'm just kind of really wondering how all of this is about to play out.
I mean, it has been kind of entertaining to see. My bad. Entertaining to see people like JaVale McGee and Thybulle, vlogging their experience in the bubble. I've seen Thibault having issues getting his utensils when he gets his food, so he has to go all the way. Has to call somebody to drop them off outside his hotel room. I mean, it's been kind of, JaVale said it's kind of like college where they're in a dorm and just
seems like a cruise. Like every
yeah.
time like that's what it seems like. You're stuck in one place. There's a lot of things to do, but after you do those things once or twice, it gets kind of boring, right? Like there's only so many times you can go to the gym, go eat, go play a game on the deck, and then watch a movie, and then repeat that over and over again, right? There's only so much. So right now it's fresh, and then you'll start seeing some of the issues like you brought up, Umsol, that hey, it's kind of taking longer, or this is not working out, and then you add the stress of the games. That's going to be interesting as well. Like they're dealing with major basketball games as well. Right now, it's all fun and games. It's
Fun and games,
right? Like we're just having fun. It's cute and like, oh, look at this. But then, if you are a seventh or eighth man on a team and you're not playing well, you've got the pressure of that, the stress for first world problem stress of being in a really nice place but locked down in it, and then trying to deal with issues at home. We've seen a few players. Austin Rivers has to leave to go deal with urgent matters. Zion Williamson. We've seen this happen too. So you've got that angle. Like what happens if something arises in an important playoff game, right? The player leaves but then has to be in quarantine for a few days when they come back, right? So this is all going to be interesting to figure out as we go along and get into more intense games.
For sure, I get that completely. That's the fear though. If someone has like God forbid, someone has like a family emergency, and they gotta leave, when they come back, they start to go into quarantine, and that could be really tough for a team like the Lakers. If someone on the Lakers has to leave, they're already down. I think 2 players left before the start of before the bubble started, and I mean they were replacing with J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters, but it'll be tough for teams to lose any player at this moment right now. But with that being said, though, the NBA is finally back. We saw the first few scrimmages the past few days. I really enjoyed the Mavericks and Lakers scrimmage yesterday. So what are you guys' thoughts on that so far? Do you think it's like the preseason, or it's just something totally different?
It's preseason. Yeah, watching the intensity yesterday, it felt like a preseason game where some of the closeouts, they weren't as sharp. The communication on defense wasn't as sharp, and we'll get our chance to see the Rockets tonight against the Raptors and see how they look. They've been preaching communication so much, which thank God it took so long. Like finally, are we going to communicate? Thank 100%. You guys. Thank you, James. Can you communicate, please? Can you speak up a little bit? Right, like your teammates are calling you out now. So we'll see some of that with the Rockets, but my biggest takeaway from the Lakers game last night was now with J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters, the Lakers are going to lead the restart in throwing up gang signs for no reason. Like after every shot, Dion Waiters is throwing up a gang sign. J.R. Smith is throwing up a sign. They are going to lead the league. I can't think of anybody else that throws up more unnecessary signs.
No, but that was really fun to watch. I did notice that actually. I did notice a lot of unwanted celebrations. I feel like it got a lot repetitive just seeing J.R. Smith doing this or some other sign. I don't know what he was doing, but for the game, we did see a lot of. Well, when we saw the Mavericks, we saw Seth Curry light it up, hit like 6 threes. And, I feel like one of the things about the bubble is like you need players that are good at pickup basketball pretty much. Mm-hmm. So players that don't really need the fans around to kind of energize them. And I feel like you need those, like you said, communication is important. You need those vocal leaders. And I feel like the teams with players like PJ Tucker and Robert Covington and other loud vocal players, like I know Rondo's hurt, but when Rondo's playing, he's very vocal. I mean, I think that's a big plus for teams if you have a player like that.
Yeah, the communication shouldn't be an issue this time around, right? Like you said, there's no fans. There's no distractions, right? So there's no reason why you wouldn't hear somebody yell out a switch or yell out another call on defense. So heck, even now, like Russell will when he drives in and gets the end one, he's loud. But on defense, he's not as loud either. So like now we'll get a chance to see him, James, do that, and it'll be fun to watch, man. See how this defense looks as they revamp this, and then the communication, how they impact, how they put it into play. Actually, like all this talk. Speaking of communication, my lawn guy just came, so you're gonna hear some lawn mowing pretty soon. I'm right by my window, so if it sounds bad, let me know. But here he comes. You want to see him?
Let's go. Show it up.
I got you guys. I don't know if you can see him. There he is.
Oh, there he.
He's on the rider today.
That's cool. That's cool. But I wanted to get y'all's take on Bol Bol. I was watching the Denver Nuggets scrimmage go on.
Oh man,
this man was a freak. He was 44th pick. I'm not sure. I don't know the draft pick that he went, but he was very impressive in the scrimmage. He had a double, 16 points, 10 rebounds, and he has 6 blocks. So, what are y'all thoughts on that? How do y'all think he's going to be doing within the next couple games?
I mean, watching it was impressive. I mean, it kind of reminded me of me back in the day when I used to play in my heyday. I used to be blocking people,
not even close,
shooting threes, dunking, like. But then I kind of stopped playing basketball and, kind of lost that. But, Bol Bol, he was he was literally Kevin Durant out there in that scrimmage. He blocking everybody, pulling up for threes, rebounding, jumping from near the free throw line to dunk the ball. I mean, I felt like his arm, he was stretching his arms so high. I was like, it was insane. I mean, I never seen a player like that.
Hold on 1 second. Let him leave. He's literally right next to me, so it sounds bad. Yeah, with him, it's going to be all about reps. Right now, again, this is the intensity of these games. They're like a scrimmage. So let's see what he does when he actually has to play against defenses that are, locked in. Games matter a little bit more. And it's not just, all right, let's just go out there and kind of get our feet under us, because that's what's happening right now. So I'm going to take it with a little caution here, but not saying that he can't turn into something really special in the future, because he has all the characteristics. It was the injury in college that, never let him shine. So he'll be fine, but I don't think I truly don't think he's going to be an impact player in this restart once the games get going, because we see it in preseason and preseason games all the time. Guys that shine and then never do anything.
100%, yeah.
Right, so that's treat it like that in the upcoming few scrimmages.
I mean, we see the Nuggets. They've drafted a lot of risky players, or the two main ones. They had Michael Porter Jr. And they had Bol Bol. So it's like these players have worked out for them so far, or they have a lot of potential. So, I mean, it'd be nice to see them, kind of be the main focal points of the offense soon. If they do the reps and start working more. The thing about Bol Bol is that they said he needed to get a little stronger, and watching that scrimmage, it looked like he has been working. Especially his footwork was looking really nice too. So
yeah, footwork was looking nice. That's been the scouting report on you. You need to get stronger, and yet you haven't done this. You've had how many months to rebuild?
Too many. Way too many.
3 months. 4
Way
months.
too many.
Look, man.
Look. What? Have you done a single push-up while you've been sheltering in place?
Haven't done a single push-up. I do 100 every single day. All right, that's cap. But
can you do one right now? Can you do a push-up?
You want me to do a push-up right now?
Right now, we gotta see it.
You can.
I would do a push-up, but look, I don't want to do a push-up right now because right now I'm just in the I can't. I'm in the middle of a broadcast right now. I don't want to
We'll take it from here. Go ahead. Pan the camera down. I want to see you do a push-up.
Can't. The floor's dirty. I might do it later, man. Later. I'll clean the floor now. I'll send y'all a video of me doing a push-up.
So you've been at home with all this time and you don't even clean your room? Wow.
What? Nah, man. I cleaned it last week. Look, here's the thing about me. I just in this quarantine. Look, one of my I've been in quarantine for the last 13 days. My room because one of my friends got corona and I was with them. A while ago. But I've been in quarantine. But sometimes I don't even see the days pass by. I just I remember yesterday I was just chilling in my room. I wake up and it's already 4 o'clock, and I have no idea what's going on. It's like, I don't know, it's insane. But I want to get back to hooping in the gym. Beating y'all 2-on-1. I mean, it's been kind of boring just sitting here, but at least the NBA is back. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. The last time we all played was the last time that we could officially hoop, right? Because after that, it's been shut down.
Yep.
And I mean, not to brag or anything, but I think my team ended up on a 5-game winning streak.
I was on that team, but yeah. Going.
Yeah, you were there. You were on the team.
You got carried.
Nope, didn't get carried. But I went on a 5-game streak. Like I said, I'm like the Ray Allen, Kyrie Irving of the team. I shoot threes. I sauce people up. They call me Uncle Umso. They don't call me Uncle Drew though. I don't know why, but they call me Uncle Umso because of how shifty I am. But yeah, I did carry Raheel on my back for a while, but it was cool. And Ursan did get clamped up in B2, so. Just wanted to put that out there.
I'm just waiting for this Corona stuff to kind of pass over, so then I can show also what's really about to go down when we get back.
If the gyms were open, the last 3 months would have been so different.
Just wanted to put that up there.
What did he say?
I'm sorry, I heard you did 500 push-ups, but didn't have the cameras on. That's exactly what it was, dude. Exactly.
Man, you can't even count to 500. You're like in the 6th grade. You haven't even.
Man, what? All right, since we're talking about basketball already, I have a little treat. I mean, it's on YouTube already, but I just want the people to see this.
Let's see this. I'm excited.
I want you guys to see this video and tell me if Raheel can beat me 1-on-1 or not. I just want to
Oh no!
Let's
see this.
What did you guys do?
Raheel, I'm sure you're familiar with this. What you're about to see here.
Oh no! It's the footage from the media tournament. So this was the Rockets used to do a media basketball tournament, and then they stopped after we won 4 in a row, and they it all of a sudden just stopped, and we never played again. Oh, look at that! That's you, Umsel, just bouncing.
Wait, there's one more. Raheel, wait, right here. I want y'all to watch this play. Watch Raheel right here. Look at this. There we go. There we go.
That's a foul. Easy foul. Buckets.
Young Raheel in the flesh.
This was what, 2010. So I was how old was I? Dude, I lost track. I don't even know how old I am now. I think I was let's see. How long was 2010, fellas?
That was not 2010. That was like 50 years ago. So
I was 25 years old, and I was in pretty good shape then, but I was working, so I wasn't even in like prime shape. If you saw me senior year of college,
oh man,
bro, we could have gone to 21. I would have spotted you 20 and a half, and you wouldn't have
20 and a half.
You wouldn't have touched the ball.
Look, old man. Listen. I want to challenge you to a race because I feel like I'm faster. I feel like I feel like I got 99 speed out here. No one's catching up to me. I'm gone. I'm like the Flash compared to you. I'm gone.
Yeah, the race will be over in a flash for you because I would smoke you so bad.
No. All right, but dude,
yeah,
I'm shifty. I'm driving right by you every single time. I'm shooting it. I'm hitting you with a crossover, just doing some spin moves. I might do some park moves. I might just. I don't know, man. Honestly, I feel like. All right, let's just put it this way. All right, if Raheel's Dwayne Wade, I'm LeBron James.
Wow.
What kind of comparison is this?
Okay, here's who you are. Okay, you're Chris Clemens. All right.
I like that comparison.
Yeah. You saw what he was doing yesterday, trying to make a layup, and he couldn't hit one layup. That's who you are.
Talking about layups, you saw Alonzo Ball's layup.
Oh yeah.
That was bad. He had a wide open layup, hit the backboard, and just ran back on defense.
Raheel, you know who Umso reminds me of right now? With all this talking that he's doing, Umso reminds me of LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
Perfect example of LeVar Ball. He'd be like, "Oh, I played MJ," and then we saw him on the court, complete trash.
Yeah.
Look, I remember back in high school when I was on varsity. I mean, y'all probably don't know that, but
wait, you're not. I thought you're still in high school.
Nah. I was on varsity back in the day. You know, I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman in college. If you guys didn't know that, but or I'm going to be a freshman. But yeah, my last year of varsity, you know, y'all didn't see it because the cameras weren't on. But I was dropping 50 a game. Was #1 ranked for ESPN.
And what
And
school did you go to, Amsel?
huh?
What school did you go to that you played varsity at?
William B. Travis High School, guys. Look it up. I
Your
was
name.
teammates. I was teammates with Zul Sakiani. You know, that's my guy.
You should just say you're Zol. You should just tell people, yeah, I was on
Yeah.
Travis.
No,
Zol.
I'm actually I went to Travis for 1 year, and then I went somewhere else, and I changed my name to Zion Williamson, and that was a few years ago.
You're the
And
size of Zion Williamson's foot. Like
Zi-
real. If Zion's size 17 Nikes, I think that's what he wears. You could live in that.
I could live in this
I
shoe.
don't doubt it. Don't doubt it.
Anyways, since we're already on this basketball talk, I just want to, you know, well, we're talking about like pickup basketball, so you know that's what kind of the scrimmages are like right now. You know, you see like an AAU type, like you know a feel of AAU, and it's kind of like fun to watch to see. It's kind of like an experiment on what is going to. It's like a little taste of what it's going to be like during the regular season. But you know, one thing I did see that stood out to me were the bench celebrations. I think we're going to see a revive of the bench celebrations, and that's what I'm very excited to see. We saw the Brooklyn Nets do a lot of that a few like 2 years ago. We saw a lot of that, and I'm ready to enjoy those.
Why did the NBA waste money sending the Brooklyn Nets to the restart? Like, it's going to be such a waste of time.
No point, yeah.
I'm going to bet against them every single game.
But they're gonna be scary to watch next year, though.
Yeah, next year when they're healthy, Kyrie and KD, you get those two back. You can put anyone around them, and I think Joe Harris has one more year, I believe, because I don't think he re-upped for a long-term deal yet.
And they're in the talks to get Zach LaVine from the Bulls if he becomes available.
Really? What's his contract like? I thought he just signed.
No, on Twitter. I don't know. There was a report that said that Zach LaVine could be available in trades this coming off season, and the Nets and the Knicks are interested. And talking about the Knicks, you know, they've been having some terrible luck. You know, we've seen Stephen A's breakdowns on live television over the years, but it's crazy that the Knicks have been that bad of a franchise for a long time.
Let me ask you two about the Knicks, okay? Because you guys are younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the last great Knick for you guys?
The last great Knick. Honestly, by great, what do you mean by great? Like
somebody noteworthy, right? Like for me, the last one, like when I grew up, it was Patrick Ewing, Oakley, and then when Carmelo got traded there, he was good there. You know, he got him to the playoffs. But it's been lackluster ever since, right? There was one resurgence. I don't want to say his name yet. I want to see if you guys even remember that. Is there
a resurgence after Melo?
Yeah.
Like Porzingis?
Porzingis was there, yeah. I was thinking Jeremy Lin.
Oh, Linsanity. I actually okay.
Linsanity, yeah.
The thing about Linsanity, I was the biggest Jeremy Lin fan in middle school. Like in middle school, I was literally the biggest Jeremy Lin fan. I wore his Linsanity shirt every single day to school, and I love Jeremy Lin. He had like this great 25 game stretch where he was just dropping like 25 points a game.
He went toe to toe with Kobe.
Yeah. That video of him calling off Kobe, telling him to go away so he could hit the last shot. That's iconic. But yeah, I do remember Jeremy Lin. But the last great Knick, like that I thought was really like deserves that great title was probably Carmelo Anthony, just because he was the only one that really wanted to be there in like the last decade.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that
Joakim Noah probably is another great Knick.
Oh,
Joakim Noah.
He's right now. He's playing for Clippers, right? Clippers, yeah. I saw him in the scrimmage. Saw him do a little bit pick and roll action.
Yeah. See, like to you guys don't understand. Like the Knicks, when growing up, like that was the game to watch, right? Like you want to go to Madison Square Garden. Do you guys even want to go to MSG to watch a game ever?
I'm not. I mean, I personally don't
right?
care.
Like because it's crappy basketball there right now.
It's Madison Square Garden though. I mean, like here's the thing with the Knicks. Like they still have the big market. It's the market is there. It's just that the franchise hasn't been run the way a great franchise like the Knicks should be run. And what really kind of just took away the market in terms for the NBA, like really took away like the hype about the Knicks was when KD and Kyrie decided to go to the Nets instead of the New York Knicks. They're literally 20 minutes apart. And they said, no, I don't want to go to the Knicks. Let me go play for the Nets. There's stability there. There's a future there. I'm going to the Nets. I'm not going to the same Knicks team that traded away Kristaps Porzingis, that hasn't been able to make the playoffs in God knows how long. It's been a long time, and the owners kicking people like Spike Lee out the stadium.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be there. They're trying to be in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's the place to be now, right?
Brooklyn
like they've resurrected it. The jerseys are awesome. They're honoring
I love the
everything
jerseys.
that Brooklyn stands for, right? With BIG, with the Knicks, like I've been to a game there when they were decent. They weren't great, but they were decent, right? And like just the lead up to the game is so special because like I was staying with my best friend, right? So we were probably 20 blocks away. So you got to take the subway in, and like the whole ride in, because that subway goes right to MSG. Everyone's in their Knicks gear. They're all talking about the game. It's really cool. And when you get to the game, Madison Square Garden is unique because it's so spread out, yet you're so close to the action. Like it doesn't make sense when I say it, but when you're in there, it's one of the coolest atmospheres to watch a game, and the actual visual element is so awesome. And this team was okay. This was when Melo was there. I don't think they had made they were in the run to make the playoffs, right? So it was an okay team, and it felt like a huge game, and it was just a random. I don't even remember who they played, right? But it's so cool when they are good, and it's awesome. But that big market atmosphere that you brought up, it doesn't apply anymore. Everyone's a big market, right? Like
it doesn't feel like
smaller now. Giannis is a superstar in Milwaukee. Like that makes no sense, right? In Milwaukee, where you guys, if I gave you a map right now, could you honestly point Milwaukee on the map?
No, I honestly,
no, right?
I
right, it's the middle of nowhere. I've been there. It's
Milwaukee.
like Milwaukee is. You just go through it to get to Green Bay because you're gonna go watch a football game.
Exactly.
So the fact that Giannis has a signature line, he's on commercials, he won the most valuable player, is more than likely gonna win it now before the restart. So the big market element doesn't matter anymore. You don't have to be in New York to be famous. You don't have to be in New York to get huge deals, right? So that's why that's another thing that has hurt the Knicks. That big market thing, it doesn't work, and who cares?
But at the same time, New York. When you're in New York, it boosts your you could for example, Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin he was in Toronto the previous year when they won a championship, and I feel like if he was in New York, he would be much more hyped up and more marketed than ever. But he was in Toronto, and we didn't hear about him that much.
But he didn't do it. He was a bench player. If he wasn't even a bench player, he was just a guy there. Like he didn't even play. If Jeremy Lin had Linsanity in Milwaukee, we would have all heard about it.
100%.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's facts.
Right? Like that's what I'm saying is it and like think about what Jeremy Lin did during New York, right? What big contracts did he get? Like he got an NBA contract afterwards. What marketing deals did he get? Nothing. Right? Yeah. Like he got a nice deal in China even after he finished playing. So you can make your own brand anywhere in the NBA because it's the best league socially online. So if you're good, people are going to find out about you, and people are going to want to do commercials with you. So New York doesn't even have that element anymore. Look at all the small market teams. If you're good, you're going to get noticed.
Talking about marketability and stuff like that, we see a lot of high school players and people that are heading into college. They're starting to go to the NBA G League and overseas instead of going to colleges. Does that have to do with the the market and NCAA not being able to, or is it just mainly the NCAA not paying their players?
That's it. It's the NCAA taking away the ability and cracking down on players and people around them getting money kind of under the table. It happens, guys. You look, there's so many documentaries, there's so many things you can read about how corrupt the NCAA and the recruiting side of things are in basketball. I haven't even got to football. This is just basketball. Mm-hmm. So now that they're cracking down on this and not giving the ability to the players to make money, and the G League is saying, hey, you guys want money? Do you want $150,000 and potentially more? Come on. Just come here and we'll develop you. You're going to be playing against grown-ass men. You're not going to be playing against guys that aren't going to go play in the NBA more than likely. So what would you rather do? Do you want to go ahead and go to the G League and figure things out and play against better talent? Or do you want to go to college and experience college for 1 year and play against subpar talent? Because either way, those top 10 guys, their draft stock's not going to get impacted. Who this impacts is guys that are in that 10 to 25 range, right? Think of a Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes worked his way up from a guy that was nice to being a first-round pick for Texas. So it's guys like that if you want to go and play in college, cool. But if you're a top 10 talent and you want money right now, legally, and get better runs, honestly, then go play G League. And that's a good thing because it makes the NCAA counter, right? If the NCAA doesn't counter with allowing at least the likability of players to be advertised and marketed, then the players can give the big FU in basketball. There's no option in football, unfortunately. But in basketball, they go, oh, cool. I just got to sit out 1 year anyways. And until the NBA Players Union changes this, the one and done is always going to be there. It's not an NCAA rule. It's an NBA rule, right? So that was supposed to come up for discussion, but I heard that got nixed really quickly. The only way that changes is, hear me out, when Bronny is up to be either drafted or play 1 year in the G League or NCAA, and LeBron has 1 more year left. I bet that rule is going to get repealed.
Yeah, repealed, 100%. Yeah, because that's
LeBron and Bronny can play together.
Yep.
And that's only 3 years away.
With that being said, the G League teams, I am available. I'm just telling you right now. I have been working. I got my shot down. And if y'all need one shooter, a 3-and-D guy, and a shifty dude like me, I am available. I only asked for like a $500,000 contract for 1 year. I'll take 2 years.
I hate to break it to you, man. I don't think 3-and-D guys in the G League are getting that kind of money.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to,
you're talking about like being able to distribute 3 water bottles, right?
No.
I'm so the man. I'm so the man.
3 distribution. You can distribute 3 water bottles and towels. I don't think you're getting that. I think you're going to get a base pay of $15.
Man, I'm like, y'all just hating now. Like, I'm literally, okay, how do I put this in a way that you guys will understand? I'm like, in this call, I'm like Michael Jordan right here. I'm the greatest player to have ever played basketball in this call. Raheel's more of like he's like a Kyrie Irving, you know. He was good. Wow. He was good. Listen. He was good. He was good in his time. He was great, but he wasn't no LeBron or Michael Jordan. He wasn't me. And Ersan, he's like Andre Roberson, you know. He's just a guy that we might forget about later.
Andre
you know,
Roberson cannot shoot threes for his life.
Andre Roberson, dude. People do not give him credit for his people don't give him credit for how valuable he is to his team.
That's
his defense
is the only
thing.
That's the only thing he gets credit for is his defense.
No, they don't give him credit for how important he is to the Thunder. You know, like when the Thunder before he got hurt, the Thunder were actually rolling. People don't realize they were actually doing pretty good with him on the team because his defense was that valuable. I mean, he every night he took on the best player on the opposing team, and he'd give them a tough time. Like, it doesn't matter who it was. If it was Harden, he'd also give him a tough time. And people didn't give him his credit. Like, but what's another player you guys think that, you know, doesn't get his credit for what he does on the court?
Let me think, because, I want to try to keep it local, but I think PJ Tucker gets enough credit. I think
He does.
Covington's going to get his credit here pretty soon.
Daniel House.
Daniel House is a nice spark. I think he gets the amount of credit he deserves. Let me think. Arslan, do you have one off the top of your head?
Probably not recently, but
Mm-hmm.
back then I used to love watching Aaron Brooks. Hey,
Yeah.
people know Aaron Brooks is one of my favorite players. So he was a shooter, right? Like he had his moments where he would light up and go up and down the court, but I don't know. I don't know if he got credited enough, but I really think he's an underrated player, and I think he's a really good player.
I think there's Avery Bradley to me is
Oh,
underrated,
yes.
right, for the Lakers, and they're gonna miss him because they need a perimeter defender that can. You're not gonna stop any of the great offensive weapons, but you just want to make it hard on them, right? And Avery Bradley did that. He would make it hard on you. Like for example, in that scrimmage yesterday, you need a guy like Avery Bradley running around trying to chase down Seth Curry, trying to make it hard on him, right?
It's like
Especially
Patrick
just from
Beverly.
Patrick
yeah.
Beverly. That's what I
But
just
see,
thought.
yeah, like Patrick Beverly is overrated now.
Overrated. Now
Right? He used to be
now he is.
underrated,
Yeah.
but he's overrated. Joe Harris used to be underrated, but now you can make a case, and I will, that he's overrated.
Overrated.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of guys out there on the Rockets, though. Man, who would be? I guess Covington would be one because we saw how the team looked different, but they didn't have a time to really mesh together. And I think we'll get to see that now. And I think he's going to be the key cog in all of this, because if he can hit his shot, and he's been working on his shot, he's been rebuilding his body. If he can play the style that they want him to and be effective, that's a huge mismatch for the other team, because now your starting five is playing way out there and driving by you as well. So he could be that guy for them.
On the overrated side, I know I might get some hate for this, but I think Paul George is starting to become an overrated player in this league.
This season he's playing awesome.
This
This
season,
season,
like,
this season
it's
has
been
been good.
It's been years since. Okay, look, we saw him on the Thunder.
Yeah.
Everyone was so hyped about the Russell Westbrook Paul George combination. I know he had a shoulder injury. I understand that, but
Yeah.
if you have a shoulder injury and you're playing through it, you got to be more passive. And he was still shooting like 20 shots a game.
Yeah.
And he was shooting 38%, somewhere around that mark. And I feel like, people still think he plays at the superstar level, and I think he's still really good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's at a player like what Jimmy Butler's at right now. I don't think he's near that.
His issue has always been playoffs. Paul George, what he did against with the Thunder, that he just disappeared. Right, and sure, the shoulder injury was a big part of it. His thing has always been the playoffs to me. If he can do it in the playoffs, then he'll be in that second tier. And I think he's on the back end of the second tier right now anyways. But yeah, he's not a Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler, again, his numbers aren't that great. Like, you go look at his playoff runs last year, his numbers weren't that great. But he was the dog, right? He was the guy that gave that team an attitude, the Sixers an attitude. And this year, Miami's playing so much better, and they're playing different, right? Because they have this dog. They've got this dog now who might not put up statistics, but man, a dog can change your team, changes your whole mentality, especially with younger players like the Heat have. I mean, just look at all the younger guys now starting to blossom this early. Whoever they face in the Eastern Conference, that's going to be a physical series. That's a tough matchup, man, because Jimmy Butler, he is that guy. Like, if they face off against the Bucks, the Bucks are going to win, but man, I wouldn't be shocked if they come out banged up from that, because that
100%.
team has started to reflect Jimmy Butler.
I agree with that 100%. You saying, Arslan?
Yeah, no. Speaking of the Heat, you know who surprised me a lot when I was watching their scrimmage? Duncan Robinson. He came out shooting lights out, and I was really shocked because they have a really good team. I don't know if you saw that one clip of them. That ball movement they had. I don't know. They passed it to Joe. Who was it? Joe Crawford? I don't know, not Joe Crawford. What's that guy's name? On the Heat.
Who?
I'm blanking. He used to play on Utah.
Jay Crowder?
Jay Crowder, not Crawford. Crowder, yes, him. But yeah, they got some really good key pieces, and like you said, if they end up playing the Bucks somehow, some way, yeah, the Bucks are gonna win, but they are definitely gonna be coming out banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta hope that shooting. I feel there's a lot of players on the Heat that could be streaky shooters right now. They're still they're a young team if you think about it. They have a lot of young players on that team. So I mean, being consistent in a playoff atmosphere, might be difficult. But I mean, obviously it's in Orlando. No one has a home court, so I guess that helped them a lot. But disappearing in the playoffs, really that young is pretty common, and we've seen it with a lot of players that are young that aren't just not there yet, and they disappear in the playoffs. And I just hope that not that doesn't happen. But speaking of disappearing, where is John Wall? I haven't seen that man since 2 years ago, and then there was a report like he fell in his tub or something and broke his leg, and I have not seen that man since. Where is he?
He's the most electric player when healthy.
100%. I agree.
Gosh, man, he
was a top 2 point guard in the league for a while. Yeah. I feel like he was getting into that. I mean, his shooting was getting better. He was doing 360 layups. That was like a big thing, and he was averaging like a good 9 assists per game. I mean, he was really doing. He's awesome. Up there with one of the best passes in the league. But I don't know where he's been. Like he's gone. They got to make a Where's Wall book or something to find him in pictures or something. I do not know where he's at. Where is he?
He was practicing right before the pandemic started. There was some footage that leaked online from their practice, and I don't know who was guarding him, but he crossed him over, went right down the middle, and just threw down a left-hand jam on guys. Like he looked explosive, and then now he's out again, and again when to me one of my favorite things of the last 4 years was the beginning of the NBA season because I get to watch a healthy John Wall. Yeah. Like I had this whole thing about healthy John Wall is so much fun to watch, right? He he's like Russell Westbrook is fantastic to watch. He's always giving it his all. Derrick Rose in his prime. It's like he's in that conversation of how explosive of a point guard he is, but man, it's just the health issues and the health issues that he's been going through. They compound, right? It's not a one-off thing. It's all gonna add up, and we might not see John Wall again. And for the Wizards, that's gonna be horrible because he's on the contracts for I think 4 more years of max money. Like he got the max money a couple of off seasons. Like go look up his deal, real quickly, and just give me the numbers. It's freaking nuts how much money he's about to make.
Yeah, and I mean, I just hope he comes back fully healthy. So for this 2019-20 season, his salary was $38 million. Next season is $41 million. The season after that's $44 million, and then his last year, which is 2023, is $47 million. And then that's when he's 32. And then when he's 33, he's gonna be an unrestricted free agent. And look, I'm happy for him. He's getting his money. Like at the end of the day, he's getting his money. But for the team, I mean, paying a guy like people when the Rockets paid Chris Paul, people were freaking out. He's gonna be 35, earning $40 million. John Wall hasn't played for 2 years, is earning $40 million right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is gonna work out. Especially with, we heard like a lot of talk about Bradley Beal being on the trade block and stuff. So I don't know how it's going to affect the Wizards organization, but I wouldn't be surprised if they break up the Beal Wall combo, which
he's still healthy. So the reason he's not coming back is because they're 5.5 games out, right? And even though the Nets are going to go 0-8 and the Wizards will sneak into the playoffs, I think when they decided that, hey, are you going to commit to this or not? It looked like a long shot that he was going to come, like they were going to make the playoffs, right? And even if they do, they're going to get knocked out first round. So why risk it? Let him be healthy next year. And then that combo, it's just like the Nets where you go, okay, they got Kyrie and KD. Now you've got a healthy combo with the Wizards. That's a scary team. So you're not going to win anything this year anyway, so why not just wait? And I'm okay with that as long as we get a healthy John Wall because we only have like maybe a year or two of that
years,
left. And I want to watch that. I want to watch John Wall play because he's so damn good.
Speaking of Washington, I want to transition into the NFL real quick because
I thought we were gonna talk politics. Dang it! Oh, man.
we had the greatest name change in history of sports. The Washington, previously Redskins, changed
Whoa!
their
Don't say
name.
racial slurs, man.
Okay, look, that was their team name.
Wow,
I
that's
had to say it,
offensive,
man.
man.
All right, but
Come on, also.
It's
they
the
changed their
Washington R
name.
words.
They changed their name to the Washington football team.
Team.
So
Can't believe it.
I just want y'all's thoughts on that.
That name change is like the basketball equivalent of you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Bad.
Horrible.
Bad.
Pathetic.
Okay. Look, think about Washington, man.
Bad basketball player. That would be your team name.
Look. I feel like that name change is the equivalent of someone naming their son my son.
Yeah.
Like,
right? It's just like on Twitter. Your new handle will be Umzel Twitter account.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid.
And they said it's not like the official name and everything,
Yeah. But even if it's not, then just like don't. You know what? Just say you're Washington. Don't do football team. What are you
Come
doing?
up with something better.
And they're gonna have to. So I mean, look, it's kind of smart financially, okay? Because they're releasing gear. You can buy Washington football team gear starting, I believe, next week, or if it's already out. Fans are gonna buy that. Then they're gonna buy whatever team name they pick next year. So you get a little double dip, right? This is like when Kobe changed this number from 8 to 24, and you can say it was all about rebranding, rebuilding myself, and all that. Rest in peace to the great Kobe Bryant. But we all know what you were doing. You just he went from being like middle of the pack NBA jersey sales to number one.
Top. Yep.
Like I bought a 24 jersey because I wanted a 24 jersey, right? So this is what Washington's doing. They could have came out and just said we're the Washington Red Tails. That would be their new team name, which would be a badass team name, right? Because it honors the Tuskegee Airmen and what their airplane marked as Red Tails. It's a really cool story. It honors something great, and they would have been applauded. But of course, Dan Snyder being Dan Snyder, being a horrible owner, having no touch with reality, decided to go with the Washington football team.
No creativity at all.
Nothing.
And speaking of gear, we heard there's a really popular brand coming out. It's called what? Spicy Boys. So Raheel, what's your thought on that, huh?
Spicy Boys, baby. If you're a spicy boy,
boys.
You got that spice. I got your face mask right here. I'll get you to some. I only have like a handful left. Shout out to Azim for printing these, my man. So, yeah, I got my mask on. I disabled the T-shirt because the T-shirt company I used, we had a lot of issues with it. So, Spicy Boy Inc. will not be using that company again. I don't want to blast them on the number one podcast. I don't want people to hate on them.
Number one, you already know.
Yeah. So, I got my Spicy Boy gear, but I just can't wait, man. I can't wait to play basketball and, like, put on my basketball shoes and watch NBA and then go play.
Man. I miss it. I miss it a lot.
Or like right now, it's a Friday. Usually right now, I'd be sending a text to everyone, let's go play some hoops. And we'll go play
morning,
ball.
9 a.m.
Yeah, and then you go play basketball, go eat, and then you got NBA games on.
Exactly. Perfect Friday.
Yeah.
And now coronavirus is, had to put a stop to it, unfortunately.
And now we just staying home, just like another guy I know, Antonio Brown, who's staying home because we saw his tweets earlier this week talking about, let me read the exact tweet. It was, is it time to walk away? I done. Green check mark. Everything in the game? Question mark. The best part of Antonio Brown's tweets are always the grammar. I love the grammar he puts into his tweets. It's like, and the funniest part is that whenever you click his tweet, the first comment would be this random account, Antonio Brown translator, and he always translates tweets, and it'd be the funniest thing. But I just wanted to put that out there. If you guys want to see a good Twitter account, look at Antonio Brown translator. Is the best account.
Antonio Brown retires as much as Kanye delays album.
Oh my God, Kanye West.
Don't get me started on Kanye.
I stayed awake. All right, and I'm like, I'm done with Kanye, but I still wanted to listen to his album one more time.
That's the thing.
I want to listen to it. I want to listen
one more time.
I just want to hear it, right? Like I want to see how bad it is. And 11 p.m. hits. I got my Taylor Swift album. I
Oh,
did not get the
greatness.
Kanye album.
And yeah, Kanye West, man, dude. I like. Here's the thing. I have his tweet notifications on because I used to like, I used to be the first one to retweet his stuff because I was like, dang, it's Kanye, you gotta retweet his stuff. But now I'm just getting so many notifications.
Kanye is like, thanks, Umzel. Thanks,
And now
thanks
I'm
for the
getting
marketing help.
so many notifications. It's like I'd be sitting, I'd be getting ready to sleep at like what 11 o'clock, and I get 10 notifications from Kanye West tweeting some random stuff, and it's like, what is going on with this guy right now? He's running for president, but he's tweeting
all over the place.
Yeah,
all
like
over the place.
I mean,
It's a mess.
we saw the stuff with Kim and all that, and I'm just like, man, someone get this guy off Twitter.
In the
Like,
comments, Nabs is saying Kanye's a marketing genius, and there was a time where Kanye was a marketing genius that actually like helped with musical sales, right? Like, look, the Yeezy line it's good marketing, but it's actually a unique product, right?
Yeah.
Like his music once used to be. It was so unique, it was so good that it would just carry itself. Now he did the beef with 50 Cent during graduation when his third album he was releasing it. They had a beef, and that helped shoot him to number one, right? But ever since then, it's like the marketing it doesn't help with album sales because the albums just aren't that good, right? Like that's it. Like how much marketing does the Yeezy line really have? It has just word of mouth because the products are awesome. The shoes are awesome. They look good. They're unique. So like the marketing stuff with Kanye now, I don't think it's marketing anymore. I think this is just a man who is having issues in a public forum, and he's been having these issues. And it's funny how all these issues flare up after he says something stupid. So it's like, is it almost a crutch or what's happening?
I mean, we saw the same thing right before his last album, Jesus is King, dropped. He went on Twitter, did his little thing, did like tweeted out some crazy stuff. Everyone went crazy, and I mean, and then people listen to the album the first week it comes out. He gets his first week sales up. It's like a slight 500K, and after that, it just drops and drops and drops. But like, Kanye, I don't know how to say this, but I mean, Kanye said it best in his own song. I miss the old Kanye. We're waiting for that. Obviously he has the unreleased album of Yandi that everyone's been hearing on the internet. But I mean, that's what we want to hear. But that's with Kanye. I don't know about y'all, but Kanye's been disappointing me for too long.
Okay, give me your top three Kanye albums. And
top three Kanye's album.
Yeah, you can include Watch the Throne if you want.
Watch the Throne was Jay-Z though. I mean,
why you
okay,
like that? You don't like Jay-Z?
No. But I gotta give credit to Jay-Z on that too. So if we're gonna say it's a Kanye album, it's a Jay-Z album too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Are you sure? I mean, all right. Like, obviously, okay, I'm putting My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in there.
Okay, I'll go number one. That's fine.
Probably
number two.
College Dropout. Yeah.
I'm putting 808s and Heartbreak in there. In the top three.
You're a sad kid. That's why.
No, okay, and then The Life of Pablo, and then here's the thing. With Kanye fans, that's the thing. Everyone has a different taste in Kanye. Like, if you think about it, he has people. Every single time I ask someone what's your top three Kanye albums, everyone has a different answer.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So, and Life of Pablo is really good to me because I don't know. I bumped the album for like a good 2 months, 3 months straight. Just that's the only thing I heard.
It was good. The reason Life of Pablo was good for you is because that's the first album you could buy legally. So that's why. It always holds a special place in your heart.
Whatever, man. Look, all right, give me all.
You went to Best Buy and you're like, I'm 16 years old.
You're probably listening to some 1980 songs back in your day. What were you like 20 in 1980? What are you now like?
Man, get out of here.
60?
College Dropout to me, it's number two for me because again, I was in college, right? I was a freshman when that album came out, and similar
Dropout.
I wish I was a college dropout because then I wouldn't feel bad being unemployed right now. But the album was so so special because I was in college, right? And it was such a unique sound. It resonated. The lyrics were awesome, and it was something I would listen to every single day, multiple times a day. So like to me, emotionally, it's an album I connect with. Just like for you, for Life of Pablo, you connect with because I'm sure you were in college or you were in high school, probably a freshman.
Freshman year.
Yeah, right. So like for real, you connect with it more. So I understand that, but it's not a better album than College Dropout. Let's just be honest.
Well,
I
all right.
understand it, but it's not the right answer.
All right, right now, give me your top 5 artists out right now.
Ooh, man, I don't know any of the new guys. So my list is
Look
gonna
at
be
this.
I don't know.
Top
Look at
5.
this. What is
I don't
this?
know if it's
Yeah, he's an
I don't know
old
if
man.
the
I've been
baby
saying this.
is the baby and Lil Baby.
All right,
two
give me your top
different
5
people.
all time. Top 5 all
Okay.
time. How about that?
Okay, I've done this. You want rap and hip hop only, or just top 5 for me? Period.
Whatever you
Anything,
want.
anything.
Whatever you
Top-
Okay, Kanye's number 1 to me. The Black Keys. If you guys haven't listened to the Black Keys ever, I highly
Never heard of
encourage
them.
it. They're awesome. It's a new rock group.
New?
Their album.
What are they?
Like so, old rock would be like Aerosmith, Rolling
Mm.
Stones, right? Like they're more
I know
new
Rolling
in
Stones.
terms of when they came across, right, in the 2000s.
Right.
But their album called Brothers and El Camino, those are like the 2 best albums you'll ever listen to. So I'll put them up there. I gotta give the Beatles some love. Tupac, of course, for me, and then number 5. Damn, this is gonna be tough, man. I'll put A Tribe Called Quest on number 5 for me. If you've never listened to Tribe, it's every hip hop head. You need to listen to Tribe Called Quest, especially you younger.
Yeah, I
listeners.
feel really young right now because I only knew like 2 or 3 of the ones you named.
Yeah.
So-
So the Black Keys is more rock and roll, okay? But damn, put them on, okay? Like whenever this is all over, you guys come to my house. I've got my new vinyl room set up.
I saw that.
We can jam out. You gotta listen to it with my setup because you're just gonna get blown away. But it just bangs, man. I'm not putting Taylor Swift on my top 5. You know? I heard a
Man.
song yesterday. That new song with Bon Iver is freaking fire. So listen to that.
I'll let Ursan say his top 5, and then I'll say mine to just cap it
Because
off.
you don't know your top 5, liar.
No, I do know it. I got names in my head right now, but we can. I'll see Ursan's.
My top 5, to be honest, I listen to music, but I'm more of that person. Like if I'm going somewhere, I'll just pop whatever's on. But mine's probably gonna be all like mainstream artists, right? So I don't have an order, right? Because I don't really care about it too much. But definitely Drake would be in there. Travis Scott would be in there. Let's see. Who do I like? Oh, 6 Lack or Black. I don't know how people call him. I like him a lot. I want to say Lil Baby's pretty good, and Gunna. I like Gunna a lot. Yeah.
I recognize one person on your list.
Yeah, Raheel,
Just
you
Drake.
definitely
Although I've heard who does Rockstar? Is that Lil Baby or The Baby?
The baby, and Roddy Rich. All right, but dang, you are old.
I've heard that song a lot.
All right,
recently.
I gotta take a look at my Apple Music real quick. But all right,
No, you can't. No. Then this
None
is not
of
your
that.
top 5.
Off-
I gotta see.
No,
Top of my head.
no,
All right, I'll
no.
put it away. All right, Drake is number 1. Has to be number 1.
Of course.
Sorry. All right, Drake is up there, and now look, here's where my list goes crazy because everyone's gonna say, "Oh, you're brown. You're supposed to like this guy." All right, Nav is my number 2. If you don't know, do you know who Nav is, Raheel?
I don't.
Oh
Who's that?
man! All right, well, Nav is a brown rapper.
Okay.
And I think he's fire. And people are gonna, all my friends tell me you only like him because he's brown. But guess what? Don't matter. He's amazing. I'll put him number 2 because this is based on who I listen to most. So if I listen to a lot of Nav, I'm putting him in my top 5 list. So
Wait,
I got
hold on. Nav. How do you? Is just NAV?
yeah.
Is that the guy in the comments right
No.
now?
No, not him. That's not him. That's a different dude.
Nav. Okay, I'm gonna pull him up. Okay, Navraj Singh Goroya.
Yes, the most fire dude ever, bro. You gotta listen to music, man.
Okay. Wow, he has a song with Meek Mill.
He's
Yeah.
up there. He's really up there. Like
Wow,
he
Travis
made it.
Scott. Dang.
So we got that.
I'll listen to it. today.
And then let's see who's else up there. I'm gonna try to mix it up a little bit. I'm a grown dude, but grown men can like Justin Bieber, so I got Justin Bieber in there, man. He's cold. Don't sleep. I saw his entire. I've like it's crazy because like he really started becoming famous, and I've seen him grow up like over the years. It's kind of crazy that I was able to witness that. But I'm gonna try to mix it up, put Justin Bieber in there. Gotta put him in there. For some of the throwback artists you used to listen to, Taylor Swift, just dropped an album. Gotta put her up there just because I don't want to keep it all hip hop.
Your list is trash.
I don't want to keep it all hip hop. That's the thing. If you want me to keep it all like the main people I listen to right now, it wouldn't be that great of a list. So I gotta mix it up, right? Number 5. See, look, this is where it's kind of tough because I gotta leave some people off the list.